Assalamualaikum and hi. My name is Rushdina Farwiza binti Fazila and my matrix number is 2022 8874 and 76. Today I will give a presentation about Andy Warhol in a pop art. Pop art is started in the middle 1950s and ended in the late of 1970s. Pop art was inspired by the commercial and popular culture, although it did not have a specific style or attitude. Pop art is defined as a deserved response to a post-war era commodity-driven values, often using commonplace objects such as common strips, soup cans, road signs, and hamburgers as a subject matters or as parts of the work. Okay, next, introduction. The pop art is an art movement of the late 1950s and 60s that was inspired by the commercial and popular culture. Pop art, despite its lack of the specific styles and attitude, was distinguished by an evolving mix of response to the post-war era community values through use of common objects like comic strips, soup cans, road signs, or hamburger. It's either a subject matter or a part of the work. What is pop art? Pop art was a descendant of Dada, a nihilist movement current in 1920s that ridiculed the seriousness of contemporary precision art and more broadly the political and cultural situation that had brought war to the Europe. Pop art began in the mid 1950s in Britain by a group of painters, sculptors, painters, and critics called Independent Group. It spread soon after into the United States. Much of the movement's roots were prompted by a cultural revolutions led by activists, thinkers, and artists who aimed to recruit a social order ruled by conformity. Pop Hamilton described the movement's characteristics, writing to the pop art is popular design for a mass audience, transient short-term solution, expandable, easily forgotten, low-cost, mass-produced, young aimed at youth, witty, sexy, gimmicky, glamorous, big business. This is because the pop art is used the basic color, and it's also aimed to the youth to be interested in pop art. The characteristics of pop art. There is a 5 characteristic of pop art. The first one is recognizable imagery. Pop art, for example, is used for the image and icons from a popular media and products. These include items such as soup cans, road signs, photographs, and celebrity newspaper and other things that are in demand on the commercial scene. They have included the names and the logo as well. Second is innovative technique. This is a large pop artist use printmaker techniques which is enable them to quickly reproduce a wide variety of image, silk screen and technique in which the ink transfers on paper or canvas by means of image screen in stenciling has been employed by Andy Warhol. The third one is bright colors. Pop art is characterized by colorful and bold color. The most important pigment which have been represented in a great deal of popular work, especially Roy Lichtenstein's body of work, are red, yellow and blue. The fourth, irony and satire. Humor is one of the most important elements in pop art. Artists have taken on these topics and used them as means of making statements concerning current events, mocking fidelity, or challenging the status quo. The last one is mixed media and collage. The material used by pop artists are often mixed various forms media, and the pop art movement were combining images that look entirely different into the large canvas in order to create an extremely modern from the narrative. The Okay, next, Andrew Warhol biography. Andrew Warhol uh, is a nickname, and his name is Andrew Warhola, who born on August 1928 in a neighborhood of Auckland in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Warhol's parents were Slovakian immigrants. At the age of 8, Warhol contracted a chorea, also known as a Vitus stance. Warhol attended a Holmes Elementary School and took the free art classes offered at the Carnegie Institute, and now it's named the Carnegie Museum of Art in Pittsburgh. And he died at February 22 February 1987 in New York. Okay, next, Andy Warhol at work. There is a three artwork produced by Andy Warhol. The first one is band racing car. One of the Warhol's last commissioned car is a look at the merchandise bands over the 100 years of the automobile. Merchandise bands got thousands of cars at the disposal, and hundreds are on display in museums. It turns out the car company got a big collection of art as well. It is commissioned by Andy Warhol car series as part of its collection of art as well. It commissions Andy Warhol series as a part of its collections. Merchandise bands will be bringing to the collection back to the United States for the first time in over 30 years by taking it to Peterson's Automotive Museum in LA. Second, Che Guevara. Che Guevara is executed in Bolivia. Demonstrations broke out around the world, condemning the murder, and Farinelli printed out thousands of cheap posters and sold them to protest. The photo was now called Guerrillero Heroico, and its next surfaced in 1968 in the New York City subway billboard as a painting by artist Paul Davis advertising the February issues of the Evergreen Review magazine. And the third one is Mao. US President Richard Nixon went to China in 1972 for a meeting with the chairman Mao Zedong, ending years of diplomatic isolation between the two countries. It was a historical event that was inspired Warhol, who between 1972 and 1973 had produced 199 silk-screen pictures of Mao in the five dimensions, an extension of his fascination with celebrity. The Mao painting utilized Warhol's characteristic silk-screen process to transfer to the canvas one of the most recognized portraits of the world. to the photograph of Mao reproduced throughout China during the Cultural Revolution.